What's going on, you guys? This is Aaron from Departures Capital Analysis, and welcome to this week's analysis video. Now, in this video, I'm analyzing a very interesting psychedelic drug research company, and that company is called Compass Pathways. Now, you guys might be used to this company or know about this company, but we did Atai Life Sciences, MindMed, Numinous Wellness. Continuing our coverage in the psychedelic sector, we're now doing Compass Pathways. So I wanted to take a look at this one because I saw it hit a 52-week low today. The sector has been downtrending, so it's not been, a very positive environment for psychedelic investors. I still believe in the sector. I think there's lots of opportunity there. I have moved, quite a bit of my money out of the psychedelic sector, but I'm looking to potentially re-enter end of this year and see what happens over the next couple of years because I still see a ton of potential in this sector. The hype has died, obviously, or is fading, and they just need a steady stream of solid positive catalysts. I think, the problem is right now things are so speculative and uncertain. But in my opinion, it's going to take some pretty solid catalysts to propel the sector higher, like, progress when it comes to FDA approvals, especially with companies like MindMed, Compass, and Atai. So anyways, guys, let's get into it. I want to say thank you for supporting this new channel. We're almost at 200 subscribers. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell for notifications on future videos. Also, don't forget to give me a like. It means the world to me, especially because this is a brand new channel. And then also drop me a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on the video, and let's get straight into it. So the first thing I want to talk about was the stock chart, the size of the company, how it's performed recently. 52-week range of 26 all the way up to 61. So average daily volume of 699,000 shares. So that is quite decent volumes. Of course, this is a Nasdaq listed stock. It's over $1 billion market cap. If this slide continues, though, it will actually be under $1 billion. And then, of course, quite a spread when it comes to the 52-week range. So let's take a look at the charts here. Because I know that Compass Pathways was, I believe, the first ever publicly traded psychedelic research company. So here we have it, guys. Right out the gate, really nice rally, then a bunch of consolidation, and then, a stronger move higher. Now, this was obviously, we were at the heights of the psychedelic boom. Valuations were potentially a little bit stretched for how long the trials would take. But at these levels, $1 billion market cap, I feel like that's peanuts compared to what this company actually has in terms of its potential. So let's dive into their website. Also, another thing I wanted to talk about when it comes to Compass is the fact that Atai owns quite a big chunk of them. That's Atai Life Sciences. So this is right to their website, Compass Pathways. We think differently about mental health, so you can too. Our vision is a world of mental well-being. Compass is a mental health care company dedicated to accelerating patient access to evidence-based innovation in mental health. Our first program is researching how psilocybin therapy could help people with treatment-resistant depression. So that is basically their flagship asset. Compass is focused on curing treatment-resistant depression with psilocybin. Now, there's companies out there like Atai with many, many molecules and a mix of phase 1 and 2, but Compass has a phase 2B trial that is showing pretty promising results. So a little bit about psilocybin therapy. Let's try and understand their business a little bit more. Psilocybin therapy is an approach being investigated for the treatment of mental health challenges. It combines the pharmacological effects of psilocybin, a psychoactive substance, with psychological support. So that's just a brief overview, guys. I want to dive into their investor presentation, quickly talk about, the analysts that are covering the stock, who's invested, take a look at the financials, and then simply give my opinion on this one. I'm trying to make more straightforward videos. This analysis is going to be a little bit quick, but I'll try and pack in as much information as I possibly can. So if you want the most recent results or the most recent news on their phase 2B top line on their phase 2B trial, they do have a specific section in presentations for that, but we're going to quickly read over their investor presentation right now. So here's their pipeline overview. So COMP360 for treatment-resistant depression, phase 2B, COMP360 for PTSD, phase 1, or going into phase 2, COMP360 for PTSD, phase 2, or at least that's how I'm reading it, pro-drug program, and their discovery center on discovery and preclinical. Take a look at their board. They've got a very experienced team from many, many notable companies. They even got someone from GW Pharmaceuticals, Biogen, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson. That's their chief development officer. Chairman, CEO, and founder from IBM. We're a mental health care company dedicated to accelerating patient access to evidence-based innovation in mental health care. Significant unmet need, 100 million people with treatment-resistant depression, committed to transforming the patient experience. So, developing COMP360 psilocybin treatment for TRD. COMP360 designated a FDA breakthrough therapy for TRD. COMP Phase 1 Healthy Volunteers trial. Completed Phase 1 Healthy Volunteers trial. Completed Phase 2B with 233 patients, the largest psilocybin therapy clinical trial to date. Planned expansion into additional indications. So, I see PTSD in there. That's good. Driven by science and rigor, COMP360 designated mechanism of action, activating the 5-HT receptor. Signals from academic studies have shown that psilocybin therapy can improve outcomes for patients. Intellectual property strategy combining patent protection with regulatory and market exclusivity. So that is very true. I remember when we were covering MindMed very closely, Compass was filing a lot of patents for many different things. So they don't mess around in that regard. So COMP360 GMP drug substance and drug product. Synthetic high purity polymorph crystalline psilocybin formulation, 1 milligram 525 oral capsules. That's kind of how it works. So I care about where is the market here. So treatment resistant depression treatment pathway, significant unmet need for 100 million patients. New onset depression, major depressive disorder, line of therapy first, second, and third. Estimated number of patients 320. Persistent depression, major depressive disorder, 200 million. And then TRD, 100 million, 1 of 3 total. So that's 1 of 3 Americans. U.S. healthcare costs approximately $17,000 to $25,000 per patient per year. Antidepressants, augmentation therapy, ketamine, somatic therapy, high intensity psychological interventions. Chance of relapse 80 to 90%. So just do the math on 100 million times 17 to 25,000. Now, I'm not saying we're going to capture or they're going to capture all of that revenue, but it's in the billions. We'll just put it at that. So anyways, guys, the rest of this investor presentation does get very technical. They talk about the trial's results, which I said you can find there on the website, but I quickly want to go over their quarterly earnings, talk about who's covering the stock, and just simply give my opinion on the company. So financial highlights: net loss for the 3 months was $15.8 million, 38 cents per share, compared with $16 million or $1.30 loss per share during the same period in 2020. Different because obviously the shares are lower. That's why the share price is different. But in terms of the dollar figure, we got a slightly smaller loss, which is pretty good. Net loss for 9 months was $46.1 million or $1.17 per share, compared to $41.5 million for the period before. So not a huge increase year over year in terms of losses, although improving those losses would be better. They're still a research company. They're not really going to generate much revenue. That's the problem with these big companies that are worth billions of dollars. They have tons of intellectual property, but really no way to make money, and they have to continue to raise money. That would be my concern with Compass, with MindMed, with even Atai Life Sciences, the big three. G&A expenses were $9.6 million compared with $6.6 million same period. The increase was attributable to a reduction of $2 million in non-cash share-based compensation, offset against an increase of $2.5 million, $0.7 and $1.8 million respectively in personal expenses, legal and personal professional fees, and facilities and other expenses. Okay, so not too big of a deal. G&A expenses were 24.5 compared to 21.1. So the expenses aren't really going up by too much. They're not like doubling or anything. It doesn't stand out like crazy to me. Cash and cash equivalents were $294 million as of September 30th compared with 196. So net loss of $46 million per quarter. If that stays the same, they've got enough cash for roughly 6 more quarters if they do nothing and they don't increase their expenses. So for a company like Compass, obviously that can change pretty fast. Things are expensive in this sector. So the next raise would kind of be my concern because the share price is not doing very well and this sector is kind of rolling over a little bit. So how low could it go? It's hard to say. It might retest its IPO price, which I don't exactly know where that was, but it looks like it's in the low 20s. But it seems to be that Compass has broken through that final level of support. And it is downtrending. So, quite a few analysts cover this company. We've got quite a few big names: Canaccord, Cowen, Citi, HC, Wainwright and Co., Oppenheimer. So it is one of the big billion-dollar psychedelic companies. My only concern right now is what's going to be the next catalyst to bring this sector forward, to bring capital back into the sector, and is Compass going to have to raise money? I guess the next couple of months or couple quarters will dictate that. If we don't get a big catalyst and shares stay low, I feel like they will have to raise money. Hopefully we see a rally. But right now I'm pretty neutral to almost a slight bit bearish, just until we see some kind of catalyst for the sector. Because it was a fake. We saw Compass run all the way up to, it's like $50. Like, it was doing really well and then got slammed back down. So that was a total, almost a bull trap. So anyways, guys, I'm still very bullish on the sector, but at the same time, I'm cautious, and I like where prices are, but I feel like they could go a little bit lower. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Drop me a like, subscribe. I'm out of here. We'll see you guys in our next analysis video. If you like these videos, kindly hit that subscribe button and the bell for notifications. Drop us a comment down below. We'd love to hear from you. And finally, always remember, Departures Capital is for information, education, and entertainment purposes only. Don't buy or sell a stock because you heard it on here. Buy or sell a stock because you've done your research, you've done your thorough due diligence, and you're making your own personal investment decisions for yourself. This video is not financial advice. Furthermore, this video may or may not have been sponsored by the companies that we've profiled within this video, and we may or may not own shares of any of the profiled companies in this video. If you want to know the full disclosure details, check the description down below, along with thoroughly reading our disclaimer. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.